Tony Stewart.
Tim McCready, Tracy Hines, Corey Kruzman, Dan Borst, Jay Drake, Billy Boat, Andy Hillenberg, Donnie Beechler, Dale Blaney, Leland McSpadden, Hayden Reichen 90, Scott Hatton, and Rich Vogler. Rich Vogler,
That's going a ways back.
That's a legend.
That's 87.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an impressive list of names.
Absolutely.
Now,
There's quite in the feature events. There's been quite a few NASCAR guys in there.
Well, and that was something interesting in our research going through the years. We saw
Schrader.
NASCAR, we saw IndyCar, we saw, everybody who's everybody from World of Outlaws to midgets to NASCAR to the Busch Series to the IndyCar, everything.
Yeah.
Unbelievable list of talent.
Absolutely. Just looking at some stats on Hayden Reich, born in 56, we probably haven't heard from him much. He ran the Chili Bowl in 89, 90, and 91, pulled off a first, a second, and a third in the A main.
That's impressive.
Wow.
But nothing really major since then. So it's...
Like I said, it was a name that I wasn't familiar with, that I had never heard. So
he is an American. I was thinking, just thinking about
where he's from.
He's an American, but
what city?
It doesn't say.
We see a lot of drivers from the Broken Arrow, Oklahoma area, and, of course. But,
and I was also thinking, too, he might have been an Aussie.
Well, and it could have been, but says he's American here on his stat sheet, so impressive. So I
was thinking about jumping in on my just kind of jumping into Tulsa, and I have family there, so I was thinking, oh hey, Chili Bowl, family, hey. So when we were planning on going before, I was going to get that all set up so we all had a place to stay. But I have family right there in Tulsa, in Jinx, in a suburb of Tulsa.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So you are an Okie.
My dad's side comes from Oklahoma. Yeah.
That explains a few things.
My father was born in the city of Porter in Wagner County.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
See, everything back there, they don't do city, it's done counties. Like Lane County Wars, and you get back there, and it's, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Bates County. It's kind of, kind of a broad area, but they know where it's at. They communicate a little
different.
different.
That's like Bakersfield, with all the Country Star, Buck Owens Boulevard.
Isn't that crazy?
Straight Boulevard, or
Merle Haggard.
Yep. Yeah. That was entertaining.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and they're all over.
So I take it we haven't got
We haven't gotten a winner yet, guys.
Not even anything sent in. People are probably doing their research here.
Exactly.
But this,
they can do all the research they want.
Let's throw out there. They're a Chili Bowl. They're associated with the Chili Bowl.
Yep. Heavily associated with the Chili Bowl.
Heavy on that heavily.
Yeah.
Very heavily. We should throw another one out there.
You know what? I honestly don't believe anybody's going to get this. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty tough.
There's 4 or 5 people out there I think would actually have him on the list, and I'll tell you right now, I don't think it's any drivers in our area that would actually know who this is, with the exception of one driver in our area, and his dad would know who this guy is.
Right,
But yeah, exactly. Other than that, I don't think there's anybody that's. But here's the thing: the midgets aren't that big in our area. I mean, they're not big anywhere. But that's a bad pun. I apologize. It's just not a major division in our area.
You still got that horn button?
That was a horrible sentence. That was a horrible way to word it.
Corey, why don't we try this again?
Let's back up.
Okay, we're gonna rewind real quick, folks. We do apologize.
So let me restate that. Midget cars are not a major division in Oregon. Now you get up to Washington, there's a good group of them.
Absolutely.
You get down into California,
down
Arizona, California, you got them all over. It's just not something that's ever really taken off in the state of Oregon.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, because we've seen some great midget races at Willamette Speedway. I mean, great midget races at Sunset. I mean, that's a fantastic track to watch the midgets.
Well, you start talking the big tracks like Willamette. Willamette is not a sprint car track.
It's not. It
not.
really
And
isn't.
Even Elma, in my opinion, is not suited as a sprint car track. You start looking at the Bull Ring at Sunset. You start looking at, the circle at Grove, the D-shaped track at Grove.
Well, and you're talking about sprint cars in the Northwest. I don't think you're going to find a better track for sprint cars than Cottage Grove.
I agree.
the shape of it, the length of it, the banking is like you could skydive off those things. I mean, they're huge. That's a lot of banking. It's got to be 20 degrees plus.
Oh,
I would seriously think it's at least 20 degrees. It's big time stuff. And you're seeing 9 seconds on a quarter mile at Grove with the World of Outlaws. I think it's even faster than that now.
yep.
That's crazy. If you ever watched a World of Outlaws race at Cottage Grove, your head, you're like a defensive back on a football field. Your head never stops moving. You're on a swivel, and it's chaos. It's the perfect the definition of controlled chaos.
You literally look like a 2-year-old who just learned the word no and how to shake their head.
yeah, you do, because things happen so fast.
And you're doing that for 30, 40 laps.
And everybody knows that I'm not the biggest sprint car fan in the world. I do like them, but I would prefer to watch late models where you can do a little bump and run. But if you're going to watch a sprint car race, you got to watch it at Cottage Grove.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's crazy.
I saw him in Lebanon 2 summers ago. I watched the World of Outlaws at Lebanon, and I thought it was fantastic. I love the World of Outlaws, but 2 nights later, or 1 night later, we were headed to Tucson with a race car hauler and some couple of cars with Will Hunholz. Headed back down to Tucson, and we stopped in Medford and watched him again.
Right.
And Medford sucked. I'm sorry, but it wasn't even a good show, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
And here's the thing about Medford. Medford is one of those tracks where you're either really going to like it or you don't like it at all. And if you take a consensus over the racing community, you're going to get a hard division.
Oh, yeah.
There's guys that absolutely love that racetrack, and there's guys that visit there once and don't ever want to go back.
I'm not trying to ditch Medford.
No, I know what you're saying, but that's my point I'm making. Is it's such a hard division on how people like that track or don't like it, because it's slick or it's hooked up and rough. There's no in between with that place.
Exactly. It is either slick as black ice and smooth,
which we may have tonight.
Yes, unfortunately, or it is
turn you over in a late model.
It is turn 2 at Vegas.
Yeah, right, all the way around.
Yeah,
it gets rough, but there has been some fantastic races at Medford, especially with remember the old days of the posse cars, Warren?
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to get this hooked up through the system. You're gonna have to do that through that if you can, or we'll have to grab the guest 4.
Okay.
So that's our listen. That's our caller.
That
okay.
Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that.
Okay,
guy is.
so that's the message right there. So we're gonna have to get the guest 4.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You got that? Okay. So we've got about 7 minutes.
7 minutes or so. You want to go to a quick commercial break before we?
We can do that. We can get a look at this. Everybody is sending messages in. That is not the right answer who our caller is, but it's going to be interesting to see if anybody gets it right. But so far, everybody, like we figured, has the same answer. And no, the caller's last name is not James. Okay. We knew that was going to happen, but hey, guys. It's 23 after. We're going to take a quick break at about 25 because we've got we'll do it now because we've got a great call coming in. We want to get that guy in because he's a very, very busy individual. So we will take a quick break right here on Northwest Dirt News and be right back with our caller. Crocker's Cars is located on Santiam Highway across the street from Walmart in Lebanon, Oregon. We've been providing the finest pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and RVs since 1983. Crocker's Cars has been in business for 31 years, offering quality used vehicles that meet your needs. With our experience and professionalism and no-hassle buying, customers really do come first here at Crocker's Cars. Crocker's Cars, where quality is the difference. Look us up on the web at crockerscars.com for a full line of inventory or give us a call at 541-258-2175. 541-258-2175.
She's real fine, my 409. Well,
The 11th annual Mile the Wild Swap Meet kicks off January 7th, 2017 at 8 a.m. Hot rods, classics, race cars, karts, motorcycles, and everything you need for them from tools to tires. January 7th, 2017, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Lynn County Fairgrounds. Moxie Medium Promotions is a proud host of this event with Corey Penfold and his entire team from Northwest Dirt News on hand. They will be holding meet and greet sessions and autograph sessions for some of your favorite Northwest race car drivers. Come join us. See what you've been missing out on at the racetrack, and don't forget, we'll see you at the races.
Now, back to the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio for more Northwest Dirt News live on Spreaker Radio.
Like, those breaks are never long enough.
No,
Everything happens so fast when we're off the air. It's kind of like a pit stop, to Saturday night dirt track where you're trying to, stay in the lead lap, and it just goes.
You get your 2 laps to change a tire, and that ain't enough.
It's not. And that's kind of how these commercial breaks feel like, even when they're, a couple minutes long. But, Joel, you got everything prepped and ready to go? Because I want to get this show on the road. I want to get right into the
Show on the road.
the heavy stuff here.
Last chance.
Let's
For
bring it.
$20 at Jetstream Aqua Massage.
You've got 4. We'll call at 30 minutes after. Okay.
Okay.
It's 6:26. If anybody wants to shoot in an answer, I'll tell you right now. If he's
Better give
listening.
him another hand.
Okay. Yeah. I can't. I don't know if I can give it. It'll give away what I want. I mean, I think
so. It's this person is associated with Chili Bowl.
How about
Heavily associated with Chili Bowl.
I would imagine our caller is from Tulsa.
Well, he's there now. I'll tell you
he's
that.
There, okay, he's there now, and more than likely he's from that area.
Absolutely from that area. So that eliminates anybody out here.
Right.
And with the hints that we've given, if he's listening, the only person I would know, and I'm not going to say it, but I think I know one person that would get this answer right. And all the people I know in racing in our area, I know one person that would get it right.
It has nothing to do with Charlie.
No, nothing with Charlie or Bryson.
Well, it has something to do with them. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
they're
he is
going.
not.
They're going to Chili Bowl.
He is not. At least according to his phone number, he is not a Tulsa resident.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. But he's there now.
He is a Southwest region of the country resident.
Spends a lot of time in the Midwest on the tour, and So this has been interesting to watch. Every single person so far has answered with James Gang, Bryson James, Charlie James, James.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So it'll be fun. But I'm excited to have this caller because I'll tell you, it's not very often. When we've had a couple big name callers call into the show, I think the biggest yet was probably Kenny Wallace. I think this would rival that on a different level, given the capacity that he works in. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I'd say it's equal to Kenny Wallace.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, given right.
Of this type of racing, this is Kenny Wallace.
Well, given what he does
His
in
caliber.
his expert, field of expertise.
Exactly.
I'll tell you right now, he's not a driver. How's that for a clue?
Hey,
There you
he's
go.
not a driver.
Now everybody's scratching their heads.
And hats off to Joel over here. He's doing a heck of a job on bam, he's got the research.
He does.
going
He's got
on.
the computer fired up. He's clicking and tapping, and
Does it?
answers are coming up. So
Joel, you do a heck of a job. You really do.
Well, I just sit here with my laptop and try and make some magic happen.
But see,
Yeah.
here's the thing. With all this stuff set up, all the cables and the wires and the boxes and switches and everything, he not only does he do what he does with the research, but this whole call-in line system goes through his computer. So he's a pretty important element here at the
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I mean, we were talking at 3:30. I get this text message. Hey, are you showing up for the show? And I'm like, well, yeah, the roads are bare down
He
here.
was referring to like a month ago when there was freezing rain and we was gonna have to send the girls to come get
we
you.
were going to send Sandy to come get you.
But once I
Oh,
found
look
out
at the time. It's 5:30.
It is. It's
6:30.
6:30.
Once I found out who this caller was, there wasn't no way in hell I was
Yeah.
gonna miss this show.
Yeah, this is pretty big
Same
for us.
here.
So
I mean,
Same here.
it might be snowing, it might be black ice, but I'll air those tires down and throw some chains on. And I'll
That's-
be here.
get it
Spray
done.
with bleach.
Hit those numbers. Let's
Yeah.
get this thing done.
Here we go, folks.
Let's get him on the line. Want a ringy dingy?
Ryan, how are you? This is Corey with Northwest Dirt News. You're live with Joel and Warren and myself. We're talking about the Chili Bowl tonight.